Rebecca soared through the air, her costume shielding her from the cold thanks to her powers. It had been 1 month since superpowers were introduced to the world, and 1 month since she last saw her family or took off her costume. Been one hell of a month, Rebecca thought, gazing down at another bar brawl breaking out. She swiftly descended, intercepting a man who wielded his bones like blades, stopping him from stabbing someone with a mere flick to his forehead. As he crumpled to the ground, Rebecca's powers shifted to counter the threat behind her. The man behind her didn't attack, he simply stared at her with blank, cold eyes. "Sir, are you?" Rebecca's question was cut short as something flew into her mouth, causing her to choke. Power set change. Rebecca immediately stopped choking as her need to breathe disappeared. She reached into her mouth and pulled out the obstruction, a bullet. Tracking its origin, she spotted Creed in a window across the street. "Creed," she muttered, catching another bullet midair. She prepared to launch herself towards the infamous man but paused as the bullet released a hissing green gas into her face. The gas stung her eyes, making them water. Rebecca flung the bullet as far away as possible without causing massive property damage. She shot into the sky, rubbing her eyes before peering down at Creed's former location. He was gone. Rebecca frowned but didn't pursue him. Alongside Afton, Creed had become one of the most dangerous enhanced humans on the planet, especially when given prep time and information on his target. He must have thought her insides weren't as durable as her skin. Smart. When his plan to kill her with a bullet failed, he resorted to toxic gas, his usual modus operandi. However, Creed couldn't have anticipated her ability to forego breathing altogether, a trick she learned after an accidental trip to space via teleportation. Luckily, no one witnessed her embarrassing descent back to Earth, when she flew down naked after getting a bit too excited and burned her clothes to all but ashes. Rebecca decided to turn in for the night after checking on the guys from the bar brawl. Her eyes were still stinging like a bitch. At least now she knows what Creed's next move might be to try and remove her from Chicago. Hopefully, she'll scare him off before he manages to kill her. What happened to Detroit when some dumbass thought they could go against Afton still scares her. 1989, 39 days after the Great Genesis. Rebecca had used her newfound power to teleport into Detroit, only to find herself on the edge of the hurricane gathering over the city. "What the hell?" she asked aloud as she floated in the air. "Why can't I teleport into the city?" she questioned the other flyers around her. Most shook their heads, signaling they didn't know either. Rebecca prepared to try again, only to hear a voice behind her answer the question. "Don't bother, even if you do get through." Rebecca turned around and was met with a teen floating in the air. Her hair was styled in elongated ponytails with hair accessories. She wore a yellow short-sleeved shirt and a red cape, a blanket, attached to a black leather harness with straps adjusting the shirt and harness as a belt. Black metal gauntlets covered her lower arms, and a large belt with red stripes, recessed into her waist, completed her look. She wore shiny black overalls over the yellow shirt, white calf-high socks, and black lace-up combat boots with darker accent outlines. "You'll probably drop out of the sky," she continued, staring at them for a moment before turning to the hurricane. When she didn't say more, someone decided to ask the teen another question. "And how do you know that?" the person questioned. The teen gave a side glance, and someone spoke out. "Oh shit, that's Cassidy Williams. She's one of the people from that lab in Hurricane City." When Rebecca heard this, she took a long look at the teen, who was now staring at them. She realized that the man was right. It was Cassidy Williams, and if what she watched on the news was right, she was the strongest of the 19 subjects from Hurricane City, even with half her power being stolen. "To answer your question," Cassidy said, turning back to the storm, "and don't tell anyone this. It's the electricity in the hurricane." She then looked back towards them with a scowl on her face as the air around her began to distort. "Electricity of any kind will mess with your power. The only good thing you should know is it won't kill you, minor or large. Now, I don't know how Elizabeth is doing it, but she's doing something with the hurricane to make it so." Cassidy didn't finish as a huge lightning bolt fell from the sky. "What was that about?" Later, when Rebecca got home, she would find out from the news that half of the city of Detroit was reduced to a crater, and somehow, no one died. Present day. She had gotten to talk to Cassidy a little more. She revealed that she was hunting William Afton. Now that Rebecca thinks about it, wasn't Creed one of the people who were responsible for Elizabeth Afton's disappearance? Perhaps she should give the teen a call to help solve both their problems. She was also nice to talk to for a broken girl.